Highlander, welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Today we're going to talk about geo-tracking, but before we dive into that, maybe can you explain what Geodynamics as a company, what you do?
Yes, so we are a software company. We're based in Kortrijk, in the west part of Flanders, and we have track and trace solutions for the construction sector.
But then, at some point, you also started working for events.
Yes, that's true.
The reason I've invited you is I did read an article on your company's blog about Rockwerchter. There you did some impressive stuff for the first aid. What exactly did Geodynamics do there?
So we equipped some ambulances and some medical teams on the field with a tracking system.
So this is the complete tracking system?
Yes. As you can see, it's quite small. It has a battery that lasts about 30 hours, and we send one position every 5 seconds. And those positions are visualized on a website.
So you know at every moment where all the first aid workers are on the field?
Yes, that's true. And so for Rockwerchter, what we added is we added some layers on the map that show where the exits are, where the toilets are, and we divided the complete area in a raster. So when something happened, the team could check where the nearest worker was.
Yeah, and why is there a need for that? Because before there weren't tracking systems, all things also went okay. What does this system really add?
Real-time views on the map. That's something they really need because they need to respond as quick as possible. And when they have the information where the nearest person is, that could be quite useful. But
maybe also in advance in spreading people across the...
Yes,
if you see that everybody's on at one point, you can
that's true.
already say, okay, spread a little bit.
Yep. To dispatching, it's also very useful.
Yeah. But not only festivals. In the talk we had just before we started recording, you also mentioned sporting competitions, cycling and rally races. What kind of services do you provide for that kind of events?
For example, for the rally part, so we equip every participant in his car with the same system. So there it is useful because a rally is driven on a closed road. But it's a small road in Belgium. They're really small. So for the organization, it's good to know who is on the track, and when there is a crash or something, they need to know the exact location.
Another event type is cycling, because there you also actually support the organization in what they need to do.
Yes, that's true. Because when you have a group of cyclists, it could be a really long. Bunch of a long location. So in that case, we equip the first car. There's the car just behind who is in lead, and the last car. And the organization, for them, it's necessary to know how long it stretches. So at one point, they say to the last car, advance a little bit further, so to keep the cycling race a bit closer together.
Yeah, and I can imagine that then you have some kind of commando center or something where you can track everything and your people will operate the systems, or how does that work?
Normally we just send them in advance to them. It's quite easy to use. You have an on-off button, you switch it on and everything is visualized on a map. So it goes quite fast, and also in the controlling area, there's always one person who is looking at the map from time to time, but we as a team, we are not really involved there.
So people, it's so easy to use that people can do it themselves.
Yes. It's quite easy. We send them by post. Tomorrow you have them, you use them, and it goes quite well.
At this moment you do tracking. You also told me that you do more and more events. What is the ultimate goal? What are still the next steps to be taken? What do you see as the future for this kind of
We get a lot of feedback from our customers asking for custom mapping. So now we use the Google Earth Maps or some sort of, but there are some local authorities who really want to use their own mapping. That's something we are looking into right now.
Yeah, especially also for a festival, it can be interesting because on everything of the festival can be on the map. Actually, already a bit like what you did with the layers for Rock Werchteren.
But it could be useful to really know where the toilet is located. Just now you see a map, you see a big field because Rock Werchteren is just 1 week, 3 weekends in a year, so it's a completely different map there. But if you see the location of the toilet on the map, that could be really useful for us.
Yeah. How accurate are these devices? Can you really, is it really on a meter or how?
Normally, so we use GPS system, and GPS is accurate till 3 meters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a very good view on where people are. What I did read on your website, and that's quite interesting, you have a lot of these devices available. So even for large events or where a lot of people need to be tracked or vehicles that need to be tracked, you can deliver that.
Yes. We have about 500 devices all the time on stock. The biggest one we did was something from Red Bull. They do a tour with motorcycles all the way. It's called Red Bull All the Way. So every participant was tracked. That's more than 600. So that was the biggest one we did.
That's impressive. A last question. Something I also learned is I can rent these from you, but also in some occasions there's also possibilities for sponsorships.
Yes, that's true. That's because our main focus is not supplying events with trackers. Our main focus is to build our brand because we are located in the construction area. So we are open to sponsoring.
Okay, that's very good to know. And I think a lot of organizers will contact you about that. We will put the link to your website below the video. Lander, thank you very much for coming over and sharing about these wonderful trackers.
Thank you very much.
And you at home, thank you for watching our show. I hope to see you next week.